everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. Across from me is my co-host, Troy Brittingham.
You are Jeff.
I am Jeff, and with us today is D.
I'm back.
He is
settled
back.
Our beef.
We all three of us are present for the first time in, God, how long has it been? Since like August? September?
September-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Aaron.
I think the last thing we all did was like
Aaron Lewis
X-Men.
wrote a song about it.
Did he? All it took was a big old holiday in the end of December to give all of us off to make it happen.
Yeah, D said he's sorry about all the
good
beef
time.
and
It's a
it
good
was all
time.
100%
It's a good time to
his
say that Troy is a complete liar. And
Troy-
it's true. I don't. It's the first, like I said in the last little one. I don't know if that one will see the air, but I don't know about this beef. You just made it up. I
fault.
think.
Seems like he's denying it, but
I
it's
feel
fine.
like your
It's fine. He's
compulsive
embarrassed. It's fine.
line
It's okay.
is a problem. Like when I'm not here, you can just say you're gonna make it. You know, like you don't have to like make up your stories.
I mean, if that was the truth, I would have said that. I don't
like.
know.
I feel like you trying to cover for me to be like, oh, D had something. It just started just snowballing into like something. Like I don't know why you make these things.
I mean, it just seemed like the roiling anger we had for
Star
each other.
Wars Skeleton Crew, episodes
didn't even-
3 and
didn't even
4.
give me a gift this
Let's
year.
get into it. Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about
I just
literally
didn't think
anything
we'd ever
else.
talk again. You know, it just it was a big thing that you did
I just
off screen.
Yeah. What was it again?
It was bad. It was bad.
Oh.
It was really
It
bad.
has a lot of adjectives.
Yeah.
Does it have any like
Terrible things.
any nouns in there?
Despicable.
That's
Despicable.
another
things.
adjective.
It's another. It is another adjective.
Yeah. Give me a
Episode
concrete thing.
should do the
3,
podcast.
Coming of Age. Original air date December 10th, 2024. Troy, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Episode 3. This is when they escape.
This
from the
is
thing,
when
get
they
Cindy back.
go and meet the owl lady.
Thumbs up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. D, we didn't get your opinion on the first 2 episodes, but now that we're at 3, how you feeling? You can say this is kind of like an overall feeling so far.
God, I don't. I guess I don't know. It's
You're out?
it's it's standard. Like I can't move the thumb
That's okay.
up or down. It's just like it is consistently happening.
Would you say that is the show or this episode?
Just everything about Star Wars. They stay on such one level track.
I do
Unless
have
it's-
to agree with
Unless
that.
it's Andor, or I'm trying to think of what else they recently did or something that was all right. This is, I gotta say, this whole thing, I really can't rate the episodes one by one because they
do a good job bleeding into each
if
other.
they don't really function well as these. They should just be a little movie.
I'll
They
agree
just
with
they
that.
just want to keep us like. This is what I think is weird about this is that like the Star Wars stuff just works. I think better, but these little stories, I think would work good as like a film, but on TV.
Yeah,
But like I want to binge it. I don't want to watch it week to week,
right.
which is weird because I like watching things week to week. But like these stories are like there's not single episodes.
Sure. I feel like Star Wars and Disney, as their runners or bosses, however you want to say it, is doing themselves a disservice by abandoning the feature film adaptations completely and trying to insist on these series instead.
To be fair, they're not abandoning it. They just keep canceling everything that they announce.
They are abandoning it. We can just admit it to ourselves. That's fine. The Rey movie is never coming.
I agree with that, but I'm more. I don't know if they know that they're abandoning it. Is what I'm saying.
They want to pretend whatever they want to pretend. That's fine. We have not seen a Star Wars feature film in years, ages, and I don't think we're going to see one ever again. Or if we do, it's going to be a very long time until then.
No, I think that the Mandalorian Grogu is going to happen. I would put money on that one happening.
Is that
What
still
are you
happening?
saying?
Yeah.
What, a movie?
Yeah.
Mandalorian and Grogu is a
That's
movie?
Dave Filoni directing a feature length. That's supposed to actually happen.
I mean that
And
that forward-thinking genius of Pedro Pascal can play that role until he dies, because he's just a voice. I mean, it's brilliant.
Yeah. I want to see it. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like so many of these series just feel like they took a story that very well could be told in 2 hours and change, and they're cutting it into teeny pieces and inserting these almost redundant and unnecessary like endings or caps so that they can cut it into pieces. And you don't need any of that. You could just tell a single cohesive story that flows.
I agree with that with most of them. Like Ahsoka and Obi-Wan could almost definitely do that.
Acolyte, for sure. Should have been a film.
100%.
It would have been received way better, I think.
But like I think that like Mando and which I had one on.
I'm not saying that every Star Wars
Sure,
series
Andor
should
was
be
the
a
other one I
film,
had.
but like I feel like a good chunk of them at least should have been feature-length film projects, or maybe let them cook a little longer before you pull them out the oven.
Sure.
Either way, and that's not to say I dislike this series. I like it fine.
No, I like this more than most of them.
But as Dee said, it does feel kind of samey to every other Star Wars thing I've seen recently, where it's kind of like plucky youngsters that believe in hope or whatever, and the world is out to get them, and you just got to make it through. And I don't know. A lot of Star Wars feels very samey.
What
recently.
was the what was the last one?
Acolyte?
I didn't watch that at all. What was the one before that?
Oh hell! What was it?
Was it the Obi-Wan?
I mean, technically,
Either
Ahsoka.
or Mando's 3, either one of those.
Ahsoka, I believe. Yeah,
it feels like it's
2023.
been a while then.
It might, maybe.
I mean, okay, so like in general, just recapping all what I can. The Al stuff was fine. It's just,
There wasn't any fun in this episode. It was more exposition and plot stuff,
yeah,
which is
no,
fine.
it's fine. I get it. I kind of dug the space pirates, but like those episodes bleed into each other because one begins and like one starts there and then ends there, or like you don't start there but you end there, and then you're there in the beginning of episode 3, and then halfway through episode 3 you're gone from there. So like you're like, what episode was the pirate bar?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, it's like it all meshes in because the locales, they stay at one and then move over. So it's like, that's fine, but it doesn't help with the cohesiveness of single episodes.
Exactly.
And I think that helps with any kind of space western, which is what, Star Wars.
What?
A western.
Okay, I didn't know what you were talking about.
A
Sorry.
western. Yeah. So but like, yeah, Star Wars is, can at its core, I would say a western.
Sure.
Just like it usually deals with isolated groups, even though there's this huge populace.
Yeah.
definitely the Mandalorian period post Return of the Jedi stuff, because it's all like, it's kind of supposed to be like a reconstructionist kind of era.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Ewan McGregor is, a perfect successor to, or not Ewan McGregor.
Jude Law.
Jude Law is a perfect successor to Ewan McGregor. He's, whatever the misdirect is of the first 2 episodes with him being a Jedi.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's actually a comic character that got introduced like 40 years ago, Crimson Jack. Apparently, he was in the Star Wars comics that came out in the original 70s and 80s run, and he was like a Force-sensitive space pirate. So
he's Force sensitive.
Yeah.
So he did do a Jedi mind trick at the beginning.
He did do Jedi stuff, or at least in the comics, Crimson Jack, which is what the Owl Lady called him, is Force sensitive. Whether or not this guy is like a 1-to-1 of Crimson Jack in the comics remains to be seen.
Did he do some Jedi stuff when he first was introduced? Because the kids said,
As far as we can see, yeah, he did Force stuff.
What did he do?
He levitated the key from the hook into the jail cell, and then he had a bit where he kind of like did what fucking Alec Guinness did, where he like made the stormtroopers look.
These aren't the drums you're looking for.
No,
it was more of a he makes a
he-
sound down the hall.
Yeah, and they look and they're like, "What's that?" Because KB couldn't like cross the alleyway, so he like did a thing and let her cross.
Yeah.
He's got little tricks. He's
there's
never
no-
levitated a thing.
There's no what?
like a big thing.
Yeah, he hasn't
But
done.
levitating a thing is a thing.
Well, sure,
Do you
but
levitate a thing?
He levitated a key.
He levitated a key, not an X-wing.
There's no difference.
That
you
is-
Padawan.
If that is all I ever achieved, that is everything.
Everything.
If I don't care if it hurt for me to do it. If I could do it, best thing in my life.
Your skin
Absolutely.
flays off of yourself. You're like in horrible pain. You're screaming, but you're like, did it.
Every time you do it, you
Sick.
give yourself like massive cancerous tumors, but you're like, I don't care. Did it.
Doing it at bars is like a party trick. Just like, check this out.
I just took 15 years off my life.
It's
Worth it.
killing me horribly.
So cool.
It's so cool though, right?
Say
guys?
cool.
This is
Say
the
it's
price
cool,
of dreams.
It's not worth it.
This is the price of dreams.
Yeah.
No, but Crimson Jack is force sensitive, and he is a space pirate in the comics. He doesn't live for very long. He doesn't live for very long. He's not a big character, but he does exist. And if that is the character they're lifting and making this a one-for-one transition, that's fine, I guess. They're creating a whole new story around him.
It sounds like he's dead in the books or whatever. Comics.
I don't remember. I want to say he died.
We just said.
I know I did say that. I may have misspoken. I will actually look up Crimson Jack's fucking fate here real quick. But Troy, you are the biggest champion of this show so far. You convinced me it was worth watching, and it was good enough that I got hooked into it. But fight for it a little bit.
Yeah,
give me something to love here.
I was a giant fan of the first 2 episodes. I like these next 2 also, but I don't like them as much. I think my current stance is that I really like each of the characters. I think I think the 4 kids are all good actors. I think that they are carrying for me the fact that I think episode 4 is really the one where it's they don't really do much of anything, and I like the characters enough that it carries me through it.
Yeah. Like the kids. So the elephant kid is good, cute. The girl, the older girl,
Fern.
Yeah,
is the captain girl.
Yeah, she's great.
And then it's Wim and it's KB.
I mean, they're all fine. They're a little replaceable, but I don't like the whole concept of Goonies or whatever the hell they're doing.
Sure,
is fine. That's all well and good. Great way in for kids. I think you want Star Wars to do that. I think mixing Spielberg-y stuff with Star Wars is perfectly good.
Yeah, I think having something like this and having something like an Andor side by side is a good.
Yeah, it's a good balance.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. They're also filling in all this backstory. So the big running theory, I guess, is that their planets are the money hidden away by the Empire to make these clones and all the the resistance that comes back after.
They're also very. They're also the thing I thought about in the last episode was that they're very Fallout vaulty. For you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Did you watch Fallout?
I did.
Yeah.
Most of it. I was in and out.
It's okay. It wasn't really. Well, actually, it was a very good show. It just it wasn't something you had to watch for the podcast.
That's so weird. I didn't ask.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? You're just right. Just a douchebag. Now that I know what I'm talking about.
Because I never do that.
Yeah, no, for real. Crimson Jack in the 70s crossed paths with Han Solo, and Solo shot him through the chest and killed him.
I was just about to say, and lived to tell the tale.
No. And that's in Zero ABY. However, after the whole Star Wars Legends thing, when Disney acquired them, they reintroduced Crimson Jack in a comic line called Star Wars Halcyon, which ran in 2022. I can't really find too much on that story, but it was only 5 issues. I don't know exactly what happened, other than that this show...
That's for the bigger nerds than us.
This show takes place 25 years before the events of Star Wars Halcyon.
Probably turned him into Crimson Jane.
Oh, man! Yeah, all those woke comic writers.
Make him woke. Crimson Jane, some asexual or something.
He'll probably paint his fingernails and...
Oh! You got him! You got him!
Got him!
We only watch sports. This is a sports podcast.
Oh, speaking of sports...
Oh, God.
No.
Speaking of sports, you seen the ass on that guy?
Pardon? I mean, yeah, but what are you talking about?
They're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
I just like to point out that them talking about sports is just as nerdy.
Oh, yeah. It's the same thing. It's just a different topic. It's absolutely the same level of nerdy.
My man is going to do better this year. You see my super team?
Yeah. Listening to,
I made a super team out of the best guys in my sport.
Oh, do you play with them or anything? No, I watch them play.
I just think about them.
I watch the numbers go up.
I think about
Troy,
it with my friends.
I'm honest to God. Last night, we were watching Sunday Night Football, my wife and I, and Jason Garrett was on there talking about Saquon Barkley's rushing stats. My wife turns to me and says, him talking like this about Saquon Barkley reminds me of Troy talking about X-Wing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's literally the same thing. He's just talking about big, strong guys running down a field, and Troy talks about toys.
Plastic
it's
toys,
the same thing, but it's the same thing.
It's like monoreal. It's like that's like you saying like, but I have a chance with this hooker.
I could be friends.
Like with this stripper. Like I'm real. Like I'm with a real woman. Like you're talking to strippers. It's like well you're just at your home jerking off. It's like yeah. Yours isn't real.
Nah, it's
mine's real. It's
six
like,
in one hand,
real.
half a dozen in the other. It's all the same.
Right. It's a good analogy. I need some work, but
yeah.
We'll get there.
Workshop it.
Every
come back to us.
episode of TB&J,
I blame Troy.
we're going to make a jerk off analogy until it's
What
perfect.
the fuck were we talking
until
about?
it's perfect. I don't know. It's Christmas.
Oh, right. My bad.
No, but to actually defend a little bit more,
What show are we defending?
We are defending
Skeleton
Star
Crew
Wars
stuff.
Skeleton Crew.
I like the robot. They're good with the robots. That was the other thing.
SM-33, I think, is one of their better robots in a long
Great
time.
Can't
robot.
say I know.
Oh,
no,
Okay,
Attin.
so yeah, okay. So with that,
Oh
listen,
man,
it I like.
you guys
I
at
love
home
it.
didn't see this
I
because it's
love
an
it.
audio
Is that the
only
name of
format.
the episode.
Yes,
Okay.
you guys can't see this at home because it's an audio only format. The look in D's eyes when I said that, like a flare, like I just ignited some
no,
deep
like,
hatred from his father.
Just a couple things. Like
I gotcha.
I was trying to keep up with this episode. I didn't realize when it was on, and like I couldn't tell when a new episode had aired because I was like, was it on today or?
They drop
last
Tuesday
night?
nights at 9 p.m. our
It
time.
didn't. I'm just saying at the point I was confused. And
Yeah.
I was like, have I seen this episode? Did it drop last night and this is the new episode, or am I watching? So lo and behold, like I think like I've accidentally watched this last episode or parts of it like 4 times.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
twice I like watched it and then thought I hadn't seen this one, and then like was like, oh, I think I saw this one, or like I didn't see all of it the first time, so I watched it at a separate time, and then like was like, wait, have I seen this episode? And then like put it on and was like, I think I've seen this one, and I like fell asleep to it, and then like woke up and was
Yeah.
like, wait, looking for something to watch. The morning was like, did I see that?
Yeah.
episode?
You were
Or did
living
I fall asleep?
Groundhog's
Or
Day.
did I was Groundhog Day like the whole time? So every time
Oh
he
boy.
starts saying, I had never heard no at, and I'm like, I've seen this fucking episode. It didn't matter where I was.
It also doesn't help that they've
and
made
when
that
she-
basically his catchphrase.
He says it like
when
5 times in that episode.
Which is why, and when she says, stop saying that, I'm like, I am right there with you, Cap. Like,
Yeah.
So I kind of dug. So I am kind of there at a bit of a point where I saw the writing on the wall, but I was also like, ooh, he's gonna fucking try to kill him. And that was pretty tight. I did like his kind of rage monster ending.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I hope they do make him not kill them, because I want him in the rest of the show, because he's just my favorite one.
How does he turn him off?
He hits the switch on his back or something.
Does he always have that?
Apparently.
I mean, a lot of
Because
droids do.
when
Was that previously established? That
Yes.
seems like okay.
So in the 3rd episode, when they escape and they're like, but the droid, and then Jod is like, nah, fuck the droid, and they're like, no, the droid saved our lives. Go back for him. You're a Jedi, right? That's what they do. And he's like, fine, I'll go get your fucking droid. And when he's going through and getting the droids, he like hits the switch and he's like, oh, are you a KM-33? And he's like, who are you? And it's like, that's a yes. And then he just turns him back off, and then he puts him in a cart and takes him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when Alfred Molina has the cameo as like the old
Alfred
buddy of
Molina?
his. That is Alfred Molina.
Interesting.
I looked it up
I should listen to his voice again.
because the voice. I knew the voice
Dr.
immediately.
Octopus.
The Dr. Octavius.
But he only had 2 hands.
Yeah.
But did you count his legs?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Look at you being ableist.
That's fair.
How dare you, Troy?
Sorry.
Scientist with 8 limbs.
I here's the thing. I am watching this show more for the Old Republic lore of these like 8 planets that got erased from maps to protect them, more than I
Yeah.
am about these kids.
Well, I think it's just the
I don't give a shit about these kids.
It's just the dark web, right? It's dark money.
I guess. I'm not sure.
Fucking
Especially because they went to the one
Epstein's
planet.
Island, right?
I don't think it's
One of
that.
them is Epstein's Island, right?
I don't think that's the
I
I don't think
don't-
that's
I
the
didn't get
tone of
that.
the show.
What else is the Empire doing with this shit?
Well, the Empire didn't build these; the Old Republic did. But either way, I get your point.
No, I think they're just currently. Oh, so you think they don't know? Wait, no.
No,
You think the Old Republic. So I think that the only they're you wait. So you just think they're running with no master at the moment?
Yes, because
Are they just like producing money that doesn't exist somewhere?
they are a pocket of Japanese that don't know the war is over, and they're just continuing to run the fort.
You call it Japanese?
Well, because that was the thing when they ended the war and they found islands of Japanese throughout the Pacific that didn't know the war had ended, even though it had been a number of years.
Okay,
But they just
and what were they
ran the
doing?
fort. They were running the fort and waiting for orders. But that's not the point.
Okay.
That's what these planets are. They were established by the Old Republic because when the kid pulls
but,
out the
like,
gold money,
They're
it's
like
got the
doing.
They do-
They're like doing finances. Like, what does that even mean? What are they
They
doing?
also do talk about the New Republic and like Leia Organa
Do
and
they?
stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're
no,
lying
don't-
about it.
They
but
definitely
they
don't know about the war. They didn't
Yeah,
know
because
they
they
about
talk
can't
about
say what
Alderaan.
war. Yeah.
So I think they know. I think they're hip to everything from Order 66 on. Like they were, the Empire. Like they fucking knew the Empire. They worked for the Empire.
Did they?
That's what I thought they did.
I thought it was
I
Old
would-
Republic.
I would like if well, I mean, there's.
but isn't the Empire the Republic? Like, don't they go by that banner? They just
no,
like,
so
like once Vader takes over, everyone's like, "You're the fucking Empire," but like they were ostensibly.
well, Old
no, they were
Republic's
the
like,
Imperial Empire. When they rebranded after
they
Order 66.
They rebrand.
They rebranded. They hired a marketing exec.
Yeah,
23 years old from San Jose, California.
Right? They are. He's like, I am the Senate. I mean, whatever the fuck he says, he is the Senate.
Yeah, but they are not called the Republic anymore after that. They genuinely do not call themselves the
Does
Republic
he
anymore.
say my empire? Like at some point, like is that the rebranding? I actually honestly don't know. I just thought it was
Yes, the official naming of the governing body in 4, 5, and 6 is the Empire. The
Okay.
Imperial Empire.
but I think the confusion is here. The planets are Old Republic, right? Which is like prequels.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
So it's
my
not even-
understanding was the planets were established in the Old Republic before Phantom Menace.
I ain't never heard that.
Like High Republic Jedis with yellow lightsabers
Yeah,
thing.
these are like 1,000-year-old.
Oh, that was the one.
What?
What was that one? That was the one I watched. Was that Ahsoka?
Yellow
With the
lights.
art with the yellow lightsaber people?
Oh no, that was
no.
that was
this is other people with yellow lights.
that was no Acolyte was had yellow
Acolyte had,
lightsabers.
yeah.
No. The other one, he died. He had the cool beard. He played Punisher.
I
Huh?
have no idea what you're talking about now.
Fuck, dude. There was an actor. He played. It was.
Oh,
Ahsoka, I swear.
it was Ahsoka.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The you remember who the bad guys were?
That's Braylon Skull or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Balin Skull
Balin Skull.
and the chick whose name I can't remember.
Shin Hati.
Shoot.
But that was when what's her nuts took the lightsaber.
It was what's her name?
Sabine Wren.
Sabine Wren got the green lightsaber.
I know all these
Just,
names.
I
because
know
my,
you
my
do.
brain's
Yeah.
fucking broken.
You know,
I-
yeah, and you know what I know? I know that fucking Cam Jurgens is the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, taking over for Jason Kelsey, and it's been a rocky year because of it. You know different nerdy things than I do. We're both fucking losers. That's the moral of the story.
Do you think that there's like some happy like childhood memories that this pushed out?
Well,
Uh,
one time
I didn't have any
I was
happy
gonna say, or
childhood
childhood
memories.
memories that this
There was a
pushed out.
time. There was
I
a time
wish.
I thought it was the Maury of the story.
The Maury of the story,
No, just kidding.
like
That'd be-
Maury.
that'd be a
Maury.
funny-
Not the father
Maury.
That would be a funny misinterpretation.
Anywho,
Yeah, I mean, this show's whatever. Do we want to move on to?
we'll wrap this up in a minute. So episode 4 ends with KB. No, it ends with the kids learning
KB's
the robot
voice.
does know about.
I will
Adam.
say this: I don't give a fuck about these people on the other planet. This whole like civilization of like, well, they're clans and they're at war or whatever. Every single time they were talking, I'm like, fucking boring, snooze fest.
Yep.
Next planet, please.
I will say, Neil has the exact same game I've had for 30 years of my life of
DeGrasse
just
Tyson?
being
Yeah.
a chubby, lovable, kind, funny guy, and then the super strong hot chick is just like, yeah, I'll date you, sure. That's been my entire game for 30 years, and now I'm married, so it worked.
Mm.
Just letting you know, Neil, I see you. Respect, brother. That's it. I just wanted to shout that out. I'm a loser.
Yeah, if you saw the recently too soon canceled Mighty Ducks television show. on Disney
Oh
Plus.
man, I heard Mighty Ducks got canceled. That was
Yeah,
sad, man.
Yeah, because they had a great character that was based on Your Name podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they named him. He's like, yeah, just call it podcast. I have a podcast.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Wait a minute. Wait.
He
Doesn't
was classic.
Ghostbusters Afterlife also have a?
Oh, maybe that
Affected
was
with
it. Maybe,
the
but
name.
he was basically the same same.
Gotcha.
Thing.
Okay,
He's the same
okay.
character.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's good.
I thought there were two characters named podcast for a second. That would have
So-
been
might
absurd.
be. might be.
D has pretty much said all he wants to say about this show. He's
think
watching
so.
it for the sake of the podcast, but
I'm watching it for the sake of simple content. And,
Sure.
And the hopes of laser swords.
Yeah,
But,
I'm watching it because I'm very curious. Hang on, Troy. I'm getting you last because I feel like you have the most to say. I'm watching it because I'm really curious about this Old Republic lore, but I feel like I could not give less of a shit about these kids, or even Jod for that matter. I kind of don't give a fuck, but I'm very curious to see where this plot goes.
if
with the
they
plans.
murdered one of them savagely, I'd be fucking.
But that's the thing.
Which
it's
one you
Star
killing?
Wars. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, I like maybe all of them, like brutally.
That
Maybe
won't
let
happen.
one live to like have the trauma. I know that sounds harsh, but I really want you to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like brutally, savagely murdered by some dudes, and the one kid's messed up and taken by, and then suddenly it's like we're in the mix. Like Ahsoka just comes in, like, oh, I'll take you. Like you're just in the mix of it, like, oh my god, that's what is happening. Like I'd be like, yes,
That won't happen.
That
I know it won't happen.
I would love it though. I think that's one of my biggest problems. I feel like
But
there's
I know
no
it won't happen. That's the problem.
I feel like there's no real stakes or danger in this show because I know they're not going to kill a kid. Because it's Disney's Star Wars.
See,
That's
but
why
I
they
also
should.
have. I also
Disney
have
stock
like
could
a,
go through the roof.
Yeah.
Disney.
I also have.
Don't kill it.
I have a nuanced position
Disney.
on this.
Yeah. Because Disney listens to this.
I have a nuanced position on this because there's like a thing online of people who are just like, make Star Wars dark and gritty again, and I'm kind of like, again, like
Gritty already exists. He's the mascot for the Flyers. Troy.
Well, he's not
Listen.
going to show up. He doesn't. They can't get him under contract. He hates that shit.
Listen, dude.
He's a Star Trek guy.
The Han Solo is supposed to be a perfect rogue, an outcast, and rebel, and
You're saying Han Solo is gritty?
I'm saying he shot first.
Mhm.
Thank
Because
you.
he's of questionable morals, and that situation in killing that dude is questionable at best.
Sure.
The guy was absolutely going to kill him if he didn't do it first.
Greedo. The man had a
Right.
name.
Had.
Shh, man.
Whoa! It is not the stance of the podcast that green alien things that look like bugs are not.
He's a
people.
Rhodian. He's a Rhodian.
Rodu.
Of course, you know the name. All right, Troy. I'm sorry. Please
You should get.
defend your show.
You should get iridium. Really, all of them.
But in my opinion on the show, I have two things. My opinion of the show is, I think I'm the opposite of you, where Jeff, where I'm not super interested in the destination of the story. Star Wars for me is almost usually a collection of what if you put cool characters in the sandbox. And as far as these characters go, at least opposed to the other Disney Plus TV show characters, I like them a lot. I really like SM33. Jod, I like him most of the time. And the kids, I think, are doing a very good job for kids in a Star Wars TV show where there's 4 kid main characters.
Yeah, my issue is with the kids and the cast isn't with them individually. They're all doing fine as child actors. Personally, I think they're doing great. It's just I know Disney doesn't have the guts to kill a child, especially not in a show that's rated like what, PG, I think. So like
Well, that's
I don't
my-
feel like there's any stakes here. No one's going to die. No one's in any real danger. They're just bumbling their way around till they get home.
Realistically, you could kill Jod or 33. Knowing what I know now about him being a character who makes it into later comics, I doubt
They can kill
actually
him
they can't kill
without killing
Jod.
him. They can
They
kill.
can't kill Jod because he's in
Listen,
the Halcyon
No, but
comics.
he's
They
saying
can-
they'll kill him without killing
They
him.
can kill everybody but Captain, because Captain's old enough to
Captain
move
Fern?
on in a gritty second hat. Like, so you want to? So ideally, if you're talking marketing, with you always are with Star Wars, you would market this to the 11, 12-year-old crew, right? Like the 10-year-olds, right? That's who's watching this, and then their point of view character is though the kids, it's gonna most be her because she's the oldest, right? She's gonna be the one that they aspire to be right after that. So
Sure,
she's
sure.
what, 13 in this.
Something
like that.
She's right past the age that they want to be. So like that's what they're gonna move to. If something happens to the kids, like they won't kill them, but they'll like have them trapped in a quantum planet. Like something, and it'd be like no, and she'd be all gritty because
like
of
they
that.
did with the good and bad guy from
And then
Rebels.
and then when 13-year-old girls and boys are getting like real like angsty, they're like she'll go angsty and my friends are in a quantum planet. And
Listen, maybe I'm just jaded because there's sort of like a bunch of online guys who are like, we want Star Wars to be dark and gritty again, and what they want is like the Star Killer from the Force Unleashed games, which is like ridiculous fucking weird where everybody turns into Goku and has a billion powers. And I've always hated that period of Star Wars. Where
everything doesn't need to be dark and gritty, but I do need to believe that there are stakes, and I do need to believe in like the bad
people.
guy.
I need Chewie to rip some arms off. Okay?
Sure.
I need a guy to
It's
have,
not
like,
enough to
some
root for the
blood.
good guy. I also need to root against the bad guy.
Mhm.
Right now, there is no bad guy.
Sure.
And I feel like there's no stakes. There's no.
I need some lightsabers to cut people and not solderize the wound immediately.
Cauterize.
Cauterize.
No, it solders them. It puts solder paste.
Like
in
liquid metal?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
So
cold
with all
fusion,
that said, I would also like to remind D, who probably wasn't counting episode count, end of episode 4, that's the halfway point.
Yeah.
That is your mid-season. So we've only got 4 episodes left, and I don't know what they're going to do with it. But I guess we're going to find out.
Well, you know, my hope is kill the kids.
Your hope is always child death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great team to be on. By the
Hey,
way, text me after you get home. Let me know if you want me to cut this.
This is why House of the Dragon is working.
Oh, yes. See, House of the Dragon, that show killed some kids.
A lot of kid killing in that show.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that does it for the first half here of Skeleton Crew.
FTK.
I'm still on board.
Fuck them kids.
Oh, boy. I'm still on board with the show. I would love to see where it goes with this Old Republic lore. I don't really give a shit about the main cast, though, except for the robot.
I'm the opposite. I like the main cast a lot. I don't really care about the mystery that
How?
much.
It's just like corporate America.
Yeah.
I don't care about the main cast. I just like the robot.
Yeah. Just give me some fancy robots. Give me that Amazon robot that watches my house for me.
I'm liking this a lot, especially in comparison to the other Disney Plus shows. Not Andor and Mandalorian, but
I'm liking this
Everything
in comparison to the other shows, except for the really good ones. Don't count those.
yeah, no, I like it more than some of the other ones I like.
Next
you know what I
season,
mean?
they're coming out with Mandor and the Andalorian.
And on that note, that's it. I'm ending this.
Mandora the Explorer.
We still have to do another episode. I can't let D lose all the silly.
Pandora, the Skeleton Crew.
Huh? Oh, was that one?
He said Pandora the Skeleton.
Pandora.
When are they going to go to see the Na'vi people in Star Wars?
I need to confess something.
Oh no.
Troy, it was me that you had the feud with.
No.
It was me the entire time!
I can't have a feud with Pablo Picasso.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a long night.